Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everyone. So we will begin today's meeting with our public hearing. It's on for the purpose of discussion of revisions of the 25-26 budget.
This is our final revision of this current 25-26 school year.
Colleen, can you make sure your mic is on? You have the green light on?
Now it is. There it goes. Okay. This is our final revision of the current school year for our expenditure budget. It allows us to adjust to our best known numbers with ADE as of now, but ADE hasn't finalized locking in current school year student counts and ADM until after July 15th. So any additional changes from what is presented now will be added to or subtracted from the FY27 expenditure budget capacity. But as of right now, this is the best alignment to ADE based on where ADE is at with our ADM numbers as of May. Really quickly, there's a couple attachments in there that I kind of wanted to just go through in case there's any questions. The official action will be during the regular meeting, but there's a summary sheet in there, but I don't think we have visual yet. So I think it's actually page 2 is the typical spreadsheet review that you see from me, and it goes through the final numbers. One of the numbers I wanted to highlight that did change was the DAA transfer line. You'll see that the column for revised number 2 shows that at just over 1 million. The recommendation is 1.2. That's transferring 100% of the new year formula for DAA into M&O. You're going to hear about that again during the budget committee recommendations during the regular meeting. One of the things coming out of budget committee was recommending moving 100% of that from DAA into M&O for next year. Because we didn't need those capital dollars in this year, we had plenty of capital override funds to support this year's expenditure levels in capital. I went ahead and transferred it now. And the purpose of that is to help support our carryover into next year. Part of that thought was because you'll see with the budget committee recommendations, there are some recommendations for one-time uses of carryover funds. And so this will help beef up that carryover by transferring it now. Are there any questions?
Colleen, just to put a fine point on that, we're now, for this year's budget, we're now carrying over the maximum amount of DAA to M&O?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, and that's a recommendation that you'll see for the following year through the budget committee recommendations as well.
Very much support that. So thank you so much.
Seeing no questions, thank you so much. All right, and then we'll go straight into staff recognitions.
Yes, well, hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to the end of the 25-26 school year. It is hard to believe that we're in single digits now in terms of how many days of school are left. But this is our last meeting of the year. It's always a fun and exciting and celebratory and sad, and all kinds of emotions come through during this meeting, but it is a true celebration of Osborne. Before we get into the scheduled celebrations, I just want to recognize some folks. We have lots of people that are not normally at meetings here. It's a full house. So thank you everybody for being here. We also have the honor of having former Osborne employees that have come back to celebrate with us. If you were formerly employed by the Osborne School District and are back here today to celebrate with us, will you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you, thank you, thank you for being back here. It's always good to see your faces back around, and you guys come back all the time. You're there for promotion. You guys are there for this end of the year. You're here to celebrate with your friends and your colleagues that you've spent an entire career with. So thanks for coming back and celebrating with us. We have our annual celebration of years of service, of retirees, and our You Make the Difference awards. But there are also a couple announcements that are celebrations in and of themselves that I want to start with. The first of which is we have a new principal to announce. So, Mr. Witherspoon, can you stand up? Congratulations to Mr. Witherspoon, who will be the principal at Solano School next year. He's been our assistant principal at Solano this year and is going to make the transition into the principalship. Congratulations to you, Brandon. The second thing to announce is I got a text last night from the Osborne School District Educational Foundation, and they now know who the teachers of the year that we're going to be able to celebrate come this October. And so I get to make the announcement here today. Two of the teachers of the year for 26-27 are actually in the room with us. So we're going to get to clap as they stand up. But we'll start with one announcement of someone who is not here right now. Or maybe she is here and I didn't see Jen Starren. Jen Starren from Clarendon School, the STEM teacher. Our two other teachers of the year are coming from Longview. And so let's hear it for Longview. So Danny Hernandez. Danny, stand. And you're going to hear this other name called in a minute because she's being celebrated for years of service. But the third and final teacher of the year is Carrie Crompton. We've got a lot of teachers of the year that are in here. If you're a prior teacher of the year, can you stand up? Look at all these prior teachers of the year. Stand up, Aaron. Don't be shy. Be recognized. This recognition goes on and on and on. It's not a one-time thing. So, Carrie, you're going to have to get used to standing. Danny, you're going to have to get used to standing because we're going to do it for years to come. And then there's one other announcement. It's not official yet. The State Board of Ed's going to have to take some action next week. But Abby, I want to invite Abby up to make a quick little announcement of something that we learned this morning.
So I like to know what's going on in the State Board of Ed. So yesterday I was looking at the agenda and I happened to see the list of recommended recipients of the School Safety Award. So what I noticed was that 523 schools applied for a social worker. 64 schools were awarded a social worker. And we were 5 of them! Very exciting. And Mr. Vogel and I, and particularly Mr. Vogel, worked just tirelessly to get with the input and support of our social workers and our principals. And so we're really excited. Of course, there's still pending action that has to happen, and it is also public on the website. We also need to wait for the legislature likely to approve their budget, but all signs are pointing in a really positive direction. So, yay! Bananas. Yep.
Yeah, it's potentially great news, and just want to especially thank the current social workers for the great work that they do every single day. In addition to that great work that they just do for the kids, they also did a ton of work and a huge lift for the application, the principals, the administration team here at the district office and at the site. So it was a big time team effort to make this happen. Yeah.
All right, now it's time to celebrate what you all came here to celebrate, and that is years of service, retirees, and our You Make the Difference Award. So we're going to start with years of service, and Principals, you guys know what to do. We've got it in order. We've got the list. So, principals, you guys have the list? Do you know who's going first? All right, go for it, Jeff. We're going to start with our recognition of those with 20 years of service here in the Osborne School District.
Can we have Miss Hilda Palache Leon please come up? At Clarendon, we're just so thankful to have Miss Palache at our school. She brings so much spirit, so much joy every single day, both inside and outside the classroom for everybody. But also, she just has a heart for teaching her students in her class, but also teaching other teachers and making sure everyone is at their best for our students each and every day. So we're thankful for her.
And I'll be calling the administrators up to do awards. There are some individuals that aren't able to be here tonight, so we're not going to, do speeches or long announcements of those that aren't here, but we do want to acknowledge. So, Corey.
Okay, we're celebrating 20 years for Irma Tehran. If you've ever walked into a school cafeteria or specifically Solano's and you've smelled the bread cooking and the muffins and all, the pastries and even cookies at times, Irma is our baker at Solano. And she's been there at Solano for 20 years. Yes. Yes. So thank you so much. And I have one message from your team. So I want to read the message from your team. Irma has been an important part of our cafeteria team at Solano for over 20 years. She's always steps in when needed. Her hard work and dedication does not go unnoticed. She truly cares about the students, staff, and her team. We are all very proud of her and thankful for the many years she's dedicated to Solano. Congratulations to Making Milestone.
All right, let's have Miss Kesterson Walker please come on down. So to celebrate the amazing Kelly Kesterson Walker and her 20 years of service, I came up with 20 words to describe her. Smart, dedicated, passionate, creative, advocate, supportive, kind, empathetic, helpful, organized, encouraging, knowledgeable, resourceful, innovative, talented, Canva whiz, that's 2, science champion, also 2, and superstar. So thank you for supporting us all and for making us all better. Thank you.
Okay. Our first person is Xiomara Rosales, and I do not believe that she's here. So, no? Yeah? No? Okay. So I will be sure to celebrate her tomorrow in person, as we will as a staff as well. So thank you so much for that one. And I know this person is here. So 20 years of service. This person is the famous Miss Carrie Crompton. Carrie is a highly skilled and dedicated kindergarten teacher. She has had so many students and families come through her classroom, continue to come back and celebrate her, and they all seem to always bring up the exact same thing: the darn gingerbread activities. I mean, we are still looking for the gingerbread man.
He's a rascal.
But he is, and she has made many a kindergartner not be pleased with us staff members that have lost the gingerbread man. But each and every day, Carrie shows up with an amazing attitude, will do anything for her kids, anything for the staff. And most recently, she has started giving us a joke every single morning. And it just starts our day. If you've ever heard her laugh, it starts your day with just a nice warm heart and a good belly laugh. So, Carrie, thank you for everything you've done in the field of education. Thank you for everything you've done at Longview. And thank you for everything you do for all of your kids. You're an amazing person.
Zamina Pilvovic, is she in today? No, I don't think so. So want to thank her for her 20 years of dedication to Osborne Middle School and the Osborne School District. Um, we'll move on to Woldel Gabriel Tedla. 2 decades. Is Tedla? Oh, here it comes. Hey, Tedla. Thank you. I got a little something for you, Mr. Uh, 2 decades in Arizona summer is no small feat. You've been on our, on our grounds team for 20 years. I know that you're a hard worker. I've seen firsthand how he is always ready to support our schools and whenever he is needed. Beyond his hard work, I truly treasure his visits to my office. His kind words of support and gratitude mean the world to me. Tella, thank you for your incredible dedication. Jesus Garcia. Jesus Garcia. Jesus Garcia. Yes, sir. Another 20 years here in Osborne. He's currently our grounds team lead. Jesus is the reason for our campus is looking so beautiful. In fact, before I even joined Osborne, I used to drive through our district boundaries just to admire the landscaping and figured out how to adapt his practices. I thought it'd be easier just to join the team. So, uh, Jesus, you're always sharing his vision for keeping our sites at their best. Thank you, Jesus, for your expertise and simply being you.
It's my turn. All right, Carol, come on up. You know, Osborne Middle School is absolutely known for the way they are taking care of kids during a period of time in their life that it takes special people, right, to work at a middle school and to spend 20 years there in leadership, taking care of our precious kids as they're reaching this pre-adolescence stage. You know, those pre-adolescents, they can get into some things, right? And as her colleague and as the superintendent now, sometimes some of those parents of those kids that get into some things wind up talking to me in my office. And the one thing that they assure me is, they're concerned about their kid and maybe there's a consequence or something that's come along, but they always start with, now, hold on a minute. Although I'm looking for something different for my child, I want you to know Miss Hayes is amazing. I've been working with her, and this really gets down to the heart of who Carol is. Carol is such a caring individual. I know that having worked with you as a colleague. I know that because all 4 of my kids have worked with you and tell stories about you and about that campus and everything that it's done for them to bring them to where they are in life. And you're a part of that. You create that culture. And you've been part of that culture the entire time. I've been here longer than I've been here and longer than I'm going to be here. You are the institution of OMS. Thank you for everything that you've done for our district. Felipe, this is you.
We would like to recognize Mr. Matt Brote. He is unable to join us today, but we want to recognize his 20 years of service. He's been at various schools within the district, and we get the honor to have him at Solano this year. So with that, I will make sure that we recognize him tomorrow at our staff meeting.
Thank you. All right, we have one individual that is being recognized for 25 years of service. So Sam's going to come on up and do that one.
Salvador Torres. Salvador has been a model of reliability. As a night custodian, he's always showing up to work and doing the job that needs to be done at night. He supports the entire district, whether he's covering crosswalk duty or managing community rentals on the weekends. Salvador, thank you for always being there when needed you the most, when we needed you the most. One of your coworkers shared this. Efrain wanted to share that Salvador is a very hard worker. He shows a lot of flexibility in his schedule, covering other school sites when they are short staffed. He does it with no complaints. In his 25 years at Osborne, he definitely knows all the work and the many different machines. He pitches in without asking questions. Salvador is a team player. Thank you.
And just when you thought 20 years and 25 years of service couldn't be topped, we've got honorees for 30 years of service. So Corey's going to get us kicked off with that one.
All right, 30 years, Rosa Rios. Rosa is our helper at Encanto. Rosa 30 years of dedication to our whole district. So you're at Encanto right now, but you've been at Montecito a long time ago, and then Longview. She's been in the classroom. She's been in the kitchen. You've dedicated 30 years to Osborne, and I thank you for that. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. 30 years of service at Longview currently, right? Miss Tara Lao Garcia. If you could please take that and put it down. No, I'm kidding. Miss Lao, in all honesty, it's kind of hard to figure out where to begin. I think the biggest thing to just focus on is her passion for helping students, her passion for helping parents that are still learning the best way to support their children. I did some very quick math, and you have potentially taught more kids than our building holds. So I did it at 20 kids first class, so I might have been a little wrong. But each and every day she's there. If you need to find a book, she's the book person. She has put so many books in the hands of our children daily. She fills our bookshelves in the front vestibule that parents can take for free. And what's beautiful is seeing so many children who take the time to take a book and then they celebrate it with each other. And that's just one facet. In the classroom, she is so focused on giving her children the very best academic support while also supporting them with love, passion, respect, and an amazing heart. So, Miss La O. Garcia, thank you so much for your dedication to this field. And thank you so much for what you do each and every day for our scholars. Thank you.
We are here to celebrate Michelle Kingsley's
Kingsland this evening, but unfortunately, her mother is in the hospital and she wasn't able to make it here tonight. So if we could send well wishes to Michelle and her family, I'd appreciate that. We will celebrate her tomorrow, but 30 years in the district, not only at OMS, but throughout the district in resource. And she's a wonderful human being and does a wonderful job for our kids. So please send her some cheers tonight.
All right. And so we've recognized 20, 25, and 30 years. And for some individuals, regardless of the number of years that they've spent here in the district, they've made a huge decision in life. And that's the retirement decision. So we're here to celebrate their choices, welcome them into retired life. Remember, there are always seats here for you to come back and join us at any time. We also have a rehire program. So if you want to come and work for Osborne again, we'll always give that great consideration. But let's start our retirements. Mr. Martin will get us kicked off.
I will start off with Mr. John Murphy, who is unable to be with us here tonight. But Mr. Murphy is our wonderful, fantastic technology teacher over at Clarendon. AKA, we also call him Murph Dog. But he's amazing. Kids love going to his class every day. Just walking by, all the kids at recess are Mr. Murphy, and come up and give him a hug. And they just really look forward to going to his class each and every day. So we're very thankful to have had him. Next up, Miss Aiken. Tonight, we have the privilege of celebrating someone who is truly woven into the heart of Clarendon, Ann Aiken. For more than 20 years, Ann has dedicated herself to the students, families, and staff of this community, and her impact is impossible to measure. Over the course of her career, Ann has taught and inspired countless students, helping shape not only their academic journeys, but their confidence, character, and love of learning. In fact, her legacy stretches across generations. She now has parents walking through our doors whose lives were impacted as students themselves. That is such a powerful reflection of the consistency, care, and excellence she has brought to education year after year. But Ann's influence extends far beyond her classroom walls. She has mentored and guided so many teachers throughout her career, generously sharing her wisdom, experience, and heart for students. Because of her leadership and support, the ripple effect of her work has impacted thousands of children, not only across Clarendon, but across the country. And while all of those accomplishments are incredible, what I will always remember most about Ann is the way she makes people feel. She has this incredible gift of making people feel welcomed, valued, and cared for. She creates belonging naturally without ever trying to. In a world where people often remember what was said or done, what people remember most about Ann is how deeply she cared for them. Simply put, she has a gift for making Clarendon feel like home. 5 years ago, when I made the move from OMS after being there for so many years, I was nervous about starting somewhere new. Change can be difficult, even when it is exciting. But from the very beginning, Ann welcomed me with warmth, kindness, and encouragement, and she helped make Clarendon feel like home for me too. The truth is, schools are built by people like Ann Aiken, not just by curriculum or programs or initiatives, but by people who pour their hearts into children and into each other each and every single day. People who support others behind the scenes, who build relationships, who create traditions, who make school feel warm, safe, and special. And Ann has been one of those people for Clarendon for over 2 decades. And your legacy will live on in every student you encouraged, every teacher you supported, every family you cared for, and every person who walked into Clarendon and felt at home because you were here. On behalf of all of us, thank you for your unwavering dedication, compassion, your mentorship, and your love for Clarendon. Thank you for giving so much of yourself to this community. Clarendon is better because of you, and all of us are better because we have had the privilege of working alongside you. So congratulations on your retirement. And Miss Lisa Hunt, please come on up. Tonight is also incredibly difficult for me because it's Lisa. Sorry. um, Officially, Lisa is our master teacher, our instructional coach. But anyone who truly knows Lisa knows that title barely scratches the surface of who she is and what she means to the school. Personally, for me, Lisa has been my partner in crime, my sounding board, my steady hand in difficult moments, and honestly, my ride or die through it all. There's not a challenge, initiative, problem, or crazy idea that could be brought to her that she wouldn't at least consider if it meant doing what's best for kids, as long as it's ethical and legal. That kind of commitment is rare. Lisa has given everything she has to Clarendon. The truth is, the school would not be where it is today without her leadership, her relentless drive, and the way she has poured herself into developing both students and teachers. So much of the success we celebrate as a school has fingerprints from Lisa all over it, even in moments where no one saw the countless hours, conversations, planning, coaching, problem solving, and encouragement happening behind the scenes. What makes Lisa extraordinary is the balance she carries so naturally. She leads with deep care and compassion, but she also refuses to let people settle for less than what they are capable of. She sees potential in teachers sometimes before they see it in themselves. She is intentional with every conversation, every coaching cycle, every piece of feedback, because at the center of everything she does is one unwavering belief: students deserve the very best we can give them. And because of Lisa, so many teachers have become better for students. Lisa, your legacy at Clarendon is not just in systems, data, or achievement, though those things are absolutely matter. Those things absolutely matter. Your legacy is in people. It is in the teachers who grew because of you. It is in the students whose lives are better because you refuse to lower expectations. It is in the culture of excellence, care, and commitment you helped build here every single day. Thank you for your heart, your leadership, and your unwavering belief in what this school could become. There will never, ever, ever be another Lisa Hunt, and there will always be a part of you in the foundation of Clarendon. Congratulations on your retirement.
All right, tonight we are celebrating Rosa Rios once again for retirement. Rosa. I know this was a hard decision for Rosa. She she thought about it for quite a while for retirement, but congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
Rosa comes to work every day with a smile. She's, again, dedicated 30 years to Osborne and worked in multiple capacities. She shows up with a smile every day. She works hard, early mornings. And if you think about it, there's a couple positions in a school where you see every child. And in the cafeteria, we see every child that comes through. And so it's super important and super valuable to have somebody like Rosa to show up and work hard for our students every day. It does not go unnoticed, and you are part of our family. So you leaving, we wish you well, but we are also very sad that you're gone. But I know it's going to be great for you. You can spend more time with your grandchildren. Yeah. I have something that your team wanted me to read to you. So, congratulations on your retirement, Rosa. After 30 amazing years, your hard work, dedication, and friendly spirit have made such a difference to all of us here in the cafeteria. Thank you for the countless meals served, the early mornings, the teamwork, and the care you showed every day. You've been more than a coworker, you've been part of our family. We're going to miss your smile, your work ethic, excuse me, and your positive energy you brought to the team each day. Wishing you a retirement filled with happiness, relaxation, good health, and plenty of time to enjoy the things you love most. You have truly earned it. With love and appreciation, your cafeteria team.
All right. Tonight, Encanto celebrates the retirement of our health tech, Alicia Holden. She couldn't make it to visit with us tonight, but I would tell her that Encanto is so indebted to her and all of the hard work that she has put into our students, her loving guidance, helping students feel better when they're not feeling their best, and all that she has done for our community. So, thank you to Alicia for all of her hard work, and we look forward to hearing all about her retirement.
Tonight, maintenance celebrates Efrain Gonzalez. As our lead custodian, Efrain has been a wealth of knowledge for me personally, whether I'm looking to purchase new equipment or redesign our cleaning schedules. I rely on his expertise. He keeps our team supplied and on our weekend events coordinated. Efrain, thank you for your guidance and your years of service. I do have some kind words that were shared from Luis. Um, I wanted to let you know how much having you as a coworker has meant to me. Throughout my time at Osborne School District, you help and support has been instrumental in getting me to achieve my professional goals. For that, I am always grateful. Thank you, your friend Luis Ledesma. And I have one more. Debbie, Ms. Murillo wanted me to share this too as well. I have had the honor of working with Efrain for the close to 12 years. Efrain honors our core values always. Each day, week, month, or year may have a different core value, but he always respects them all. He looks out for his team, helps in any way he can, and makes sure that kids come into a safe and clean room or area. He always has a smile. His customer service is great. I've never seen him angry, and he is always ready to pitch in when and where needed. He is a great asset to Osborne and a leader who shows pride in all he does. He is a family man who his kids and grandkids mean the world to him. He is so proud of them. It makes Ephraim proud to know all he has given for his family. Ephraim likes his coffee candy too. I truly feel Osborne made a great choice when bringing Ephraim aboard. Thank you, Debbie. So, thank you, Ephraim.
All right. Miss Kathy Komselman, come on down, please. Kathy has served as our school psychologist this year and joined the OMS community with an outstanding reputation and deep respect from colleagues across the district. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to work with you every day this year. Congratulations on your retirement and on an incredible career of service to students, staff, and families at OMS and throughout the district. Your dedication, kindness, and steady support have made a lasting impact on our school community. You've been someone people could count on, and the difference you've made in the lives of so many students and colleagues will not be forgotten. We will certainly miss you at OMS. We are so excited for you as you begin this next chapter. Thank you for all that you've done to support our students, teachers, and families this year. Congratulations, Kathy, and best wishes for the new adventures coming your way. I'll carry this back over for you. We have a lot to carry. Congratulations. Miss Elva Watson, please come on down. I'll change it when you get here. Miss Mo has been at OMS for many years, serving as a self-contained and as a resource instructional assistant. This year, she split her time between the Solano and OMS campuses. She has been a constant source of support and encouragement for our students and staff. She has helped students feel supported, cared for, and at the same time has done a great job of holding students accountable to the academic and behavioral expectations at school. Your willingness to help whenever needed have made a huge difference throughout our campus, and your generosity of collecting cans and selling them to provide scholarships to students who may not be able to afford the incentive field trips are much appreciated. While we are sad to see you leave, we are excited for you as you begin this next chapter of retirement. Ms. Mo, thank you for your years of commitment, your care for students, and the many ways you have contributed to our school community. Thank you so much. Do you need help carrying this one? Yep. You can come with me.
Tonight we celebrate two incredible educators whose dedication and love for children have made a lasting impact at our Solano school community. There is a well-known story that I'm going to share with you. You probably already heard it because it really speaks to what these two incredible people are about. It's about a young boy who walked along the beach after a huge storm. Thousands of starfish were washed onto shore, and one by one, the boy began throwing them back into the ocean. A man approached him and said, "There are too many starfish. How are you possibly going to make a difference?" The boy picked up another starfish, tossed it into the water, and replied, "It made a difference to this one." The story reminds me of Miss Sherry and Miss Copelli. Over the course of their careers, they may never fully know how many starfish they have helped save, how many children they encouraged, believed in, and supported, and most importantly, inspired. But every student who walked through their classroom doors mattered, and because of them, countless lives are different today. If Miss Sherry can please come up. Miss Sherry began her journey in education as a substitute teacher before teaching first, second, and third grade students over a span of 20 years, including 4 of her last years here at Osborne in our community preschool. One of her colleagues reflected that working with Ms. Sherry for the past 2 years has been such a wonderful experience. She stated, "I have truly appreciated everything she has done for both myself and my students. You are truly amazing, Ms. Sherry. Congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for always giving your best the last 2 years in my classroom. You will be greatly missed, and I wish you nothing but happiness in the next chapter." One more thing to add is that Miss Sherry and I definitely have something in common, and that is our love for turquoise. Um, turquoise is often associated with calmness, wisdom, healing, and strength, and honesty. Those qualities describe Miss Sherry perfectly. She's brought warmth, peace, brightness to our Solano community. Congratulations on your retirement, Ms. Sherry. Thank you for always giving your all, for making such a meaningful difference in the lives of so many children. You'll be greatly missed, but your impact will continue to shine brightly. We're also celebrating Ms. Copelli. Ms. Copelli, can you please come up here? Yes, yes. Okay. Um, so, Maestra, felicidades. Ms. Copelli, whose career in education reflects years of dedication, growth, and service to children. Ms. Copelli began her journey as an instructional assistant. And as an instructional assistant, she showed a heart for helping students succeed. She later became a classroom teacher, continuing impacting young lives through her patience, care, and commitment to learning. She also served as a research teacher, supporting students in many ways and ensuring every child felt seen, valued, and capable of success. Eventually, she is now concluding her career as a second grade teacher at Solano, where she created a warm and nurturing environment where students could grow both academically and emotionally. A colleague shared that one of Rosalva's greatest strengths is her willingness to immediately implement new ideas and strategies in ways that directly benefit students. She is the kind of educator who is always open to learning, growing, and doing whatever it takes to help students succeed. One personal note is that Rosalba is also an amazing cook. I can say that for sure because she shared some of her mole with me. Just like her teaching, just like her teaching, it was made with care, love, patience, tradition, and heart. The kind of recipe that stays with you long after the moment has passed. I still asked her for the rice recipe, by the way. That really reflects who Rosalba is as a person and as an educator, someone who leaves a lasting impression through kindness, generosity, and love. Maestra, thank you for many years that you have poured into our Solano community, our students, and our family. Your dedication, warmth, and steady presence have helped shape the hearts of this school community, which, while our retirement marks the closing of one chapter, your legacy at Solano will continue to live on the countless students and colleagues whose lives you have touched along the way. Congratulations.
All right, our final set of recognitions are for the You Make the Difference Award. Back in 1986, so it was 40 years ago, when the Osborne School District Educational Foundation was started. A lot happened in that year. The foundation started, but also Dr. Basnet, who is here as superintendent, wanted to begin an employee or a community recognition award. So not just for employees. It's number one, it's open to the community to make nominations, recommendations. It can be a parent, it can be a community member, it can be a teacher, an administrator, anyone that impacts the children of the Osborne School District. So if you go out, when you're out here sometime, you can walk along the wall there, and there's a plaque, and you can see 40 years worth of recipients' names. Every year, we give this award to in between 4 and 6 individuals. Lots of nominations come in. There's a committee that gets together, reads through all those nominations, and then selects the You Make the Difference Award winners. So we have 6 people that we're going to be recognizing tonight for the You Make the Difference Award. The first individual is not able to be here, but she's watching. And so we're going to take the time to celebrate and honor her, and that is going to be Carol Sandoval. So I'm going to read the nomination here. Well, first, Carol, here it is. I don't know if it's up there or if she's watching on, how's she watching? Brendan, is she watching the live feed? Oh, right there. Okay. I will make sure to look right at you, Brendan. Here's the award, and we'll be happy to share this with you, Carol. The nomination says, I would like to nominate Carol for the You Make a Difference Award. She's truly deserving of this recognition for the many years she has dedicated to serving our district. Carol is the heart and glue of our school. She's built such strong relationships with our families that even those who have graduated from our school and district return with their own children to attend Longview. That kind of lasting impact speaks volumes about the care and connection she fosters every day. She is a joy to everyone she meets. She greets visitors with a warm smile, sharing her cheerful spirit through her happy dances and singing whenever she gets the chance. Carol brings light and positivity into our building in a way that is impossible to miss. Beyond her role as Longview secretary, Carol is so much more. She's a mom, a friend, a nurse, and a constant source of support for both staff and students. She goes above and beyond in ways that truly make a difference in the lives of everyone around her. Longview simply wouldn't be the same without her. Carol embodies the spirit of this award, and I can think of no one more deserving. For these reasons and many others, Carol Sandoval, you make a difference in the lives of Osborne students. All right, our second honoree tonight is Tatiana Torres. I'm going to read the nomination letter to you, Tatiana. I'm honored to recommend Tatiana Torres for the You Make the Difference Award. Tatiana has been with OMS since the 2021 school year. In her roles as social worker, 21st Century After School Coordinator, and McKinney-Vento Liaison, Tatiana consistently goes above and beyond to support our students, families, and school community in meaningful and lasting ways. Tatiana's impact is felt across every corner of our campus. As a social worker, she builds strong, trusting relationships with students, providing them with not only emotional support, but also the tools they need to navigate challenges and thrive. She approaches every situation with empathy, professionalism, and a deep commitment to equity, ensuring that each student feels seen, valued, and supported. In her role as our after school coordinator, Tatiana has created enriching opportunities for students that extend learning beyond the school day. Through thoughtful programming and strong community partnerships, she's helped provide safe, engaging, and academically supportive environments where students can grow both socially and academically. Her leadership has strengthened our after school programming and increased student participation and engagement. Additionally, as our McKinney-Vento liaison, Tatiana serves as an advocate to some of our most vulnerable students and families. She works tirelessly to remove barriers to education by connecting families with essential resources, such as housing support, transportation, clothing, school supplies. Her dedication ensures that students experiencing homelessness have stability and access to the opportunities they deserve. Tatiana's accomplishments have brought distinction not only to her role, but to OMS and the Osborne School District as a whole. Most recently, her efforts helped OMS earn our third A+ School of Excellence distinction last year. She consistently seeks opportunities for continuous personal and professional growth, staying informed on best practices and implementing strategies that strengthen her work and benefit our entire community. She has taken her learning and lead professional development sessions on topics such as trauma-informed educational practices, the brain states, and emotional regulation. What truly sets Tatiana apart is her unwavering passion and care for others. She's often the first to step in when a student or family is in need, and she does so with compassion, urgency, and respect. Her ability to juggle multiple critical roles while maintaining such a high level of care and effectiveness is nothing short of remarkable. Tatiana Torres embodies the very essence of the You Make the Difference Award. Her work has made a profound and measurable difference in the lives of our students and families, and our school community is stronger because of her dedication. Congratulations. All right. Next up, also from Osborne Middle School, Griselda Norsagaray. We were just celebrating your years of service last year, weren't you? And now you're back here for the You Make the Difference Award. What are you going to be back for next year? Well, we'll see. I would like to nominate Griselda for the You Make the Difference Award in recognition of the incredible impact she has on our school community. In her role as front office staff, she consistently goes above and beyond, creating meaningful connections with both students and families. Griselda has a unique ability to connect on a deep, genuine level. Students feel seen, valued, and safe in her presence, and parents trust her as a compassionate and reliable support. She is always willing to step in whenever she is needed, often without being asked, and does so with kindness, professionalism, and care. Her heart for our students and community is evident in everything she does. Despite not being in the classroom, her presence is felt throughout the entire school. Every student knows her, and more importantly, they love her. Griselda truly embodies the spirit of this award. She doesn't just do her job, she makes a lasting difference in the lives of everyone she encounters. Congratulations. Our fourth You Make the Difference award goes to Liz Childs. You're welcome. It is with great enthusiasm that I write this letter of recommendation for Liz Childs for Osborne School District's You Make the Difference Award. Liz is a dedicated parent of a sixth grade student at Clarendon Elementary and has been a committed volunteer in the Osborne School District for more than 7 years. Throughout that time, she has demonstrated unwavering support of our schools, our students, and the mission of the district. Her positive spirit, humility, and tireless service make her a shining example of someone who truly makes a difference in the lives of others. Liz embodies the district's core value of relationships, consistently building strong connections with students, staff, and families that help create a welcoming and supportive school community. After returning from COVID, Liz has played a pivotal role in rebuilding and revitalizing Clarendon's PTO, bringing renewed energy, organization, and collaboration to the team. She has been instrumental in planning and organizing many of our school's most meaningful events, including Trunk or Treat and Spring Fling, helping create opportunities for families, students, and staff to come together as a community. Liz also dedicates countless hours to supporting every school fundraiser, which helps provide valuable resources for students and teachers both inside and outside the classroom. Through these fundraising efforts, Liz has helped ensure that every student at Clarendon benefits, including funding teacher mini grants for classroom projects, building classroom libraries, and extending learning opportunities through field trips such as the Grand Canyon and J.A. Biztown. In addition, she regularly volunteers at the Scholastic Book Fair, organizes books in the library, contacts vendors for school events, and even took the lead in cleaning and reorganizing our old snack shop. No task is ever too big or too small for Liz, and she approaches every responsibility with a smile and a genuine desire to help. Liz's contributions extend far beyond the visible moments at school events. Her work behind the scenes has helped strengthen our school culture and community, playing a meaningful role in Clarendon earning the prestigious A+ School of Excellence designation. Prior to joining the Clarendon community, Liz volunteered for several years at Encanto, our sister school, demonstrating her deep and lasting commitment to the Osborne School District. Liz exemplifies the district's values, not only through the relationships she builds, but also through her integrity, reliability, and commitment to supporting every child's success. Her dedication, humility, and heart for service make her an incredibly deserving nominee for the You Make the Difference Award. Congratulations, Liz. John Formanek, come on up. A couple different nominations. I'm going to read them both. I'd like to nominate John for this award because he's a hardworking teacher who consistently shows respect and care for all his students. I've had the opportunity to observe him in the classroom, and it is clear that he has built strong, positive relationships with his students. They share a genuine mutual respect and appreciation. John leads with integrity in everything he does. He's thoughtful and intentional in his planning, and he brings creativity into his teaching with fun, engaging lessons that inspire student learning. Beyond his classroom, John is also a leader on our campus. He's always willing to lend a helping hand and offer support to colleagues whenever it's needed. John is truly an asset to our school, and he exemplifies the qualities this award seeks to recognize. And the second person said, Mr. Formanek is an outstanding colleague and educator who consistently demonstrates the values and excellence of the Osborne School District. He is a strong and positive supporter of our district and works hard each day to create a warm, welcoming, and engaging classroom where all students feel supported and encouraged to succeed. With years of experience, Mr. Formanek generously shares his knowledge, guidance, and encouragement with both students and fellow staff members, helping to build strong and respectful relationships across our school community. He actively participates in school activities and contributes to initiatives that bring pride and distinction to our campus and the district as a whole. His dedication to continuous personal and professional growth, along with his commitment to excellence in his role, has a meaningful impact on his classroom, colleagues, and the entire Osborne community. He is truly a valued asset to our students, staff, and district, and this is why multiple people say that you make a difference. Here it is. And our final You Make the Difference recognition goes to Linda Barnett. Linda has been a highly valued Osborne and Encanto staff member for many years. She is one of the very few teachers in the district who's national board certified. Congrats for that. And continues to hone her craft despite her longevity as a teacher. Linda also brings her many years of experience to the Encanto instructional leadership team. This year, as the literacy coach for Encanto and Clarendon, she has gone above and beyond to serve students and support teachers on both campuses. At Encanto, this has included working steadily and daily with the lowest third grade readers, organizing and successfully completing Azella testing for 150 students, organizing and leading academic sit meetings, leading professional development, and caring for Riley the tortoise in her Encanto home. Linda has exemplary relationships with students and staff and has endless patience with her third grade readers. She brings calm, care, and professionalism to everything she does. Linda will be sorely missed by everyone when she heads for Tucson at the end of this academic year. I can remember back many years ago when we were looking for a master teacher at Encanto, and Kelly and I were looking through the applications and couldn't believe the applicant that came across our desk with her many years of experience as a dual language teacher in the Creighton School District, and then stepping into our work at Encanto. We made amazing things happen. I've got to say, the years that the three of us, you, me, and Kelly, worked as an instructional leadership team was some of the most impactful and, quite frankly, the most fun work I've ever done in my life. And for that reason, for the reasons read here, and for so many, you make a difference in the lives of so many students. And that's it.
Right. What's up? And beautiful to see all the celebrations. I know we want to get lots of pictures, so we're going to call a 10-minute break. And so we'll be back at 6:51. And we are back. All right, so we officially call this meeting to order at 7:01. Dr. Robert, if you can lead us on through the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we'll continue with the land acknowledgement. Arizona is home to 22 tribal nations. Osborne School District is situated on the homelands of the Akima Orham and Piipash people. Osborne School District recognizes the original inhabitants of these lands and recognizes they still reside throughout the city of Phoenix. We recognize their wisdom, impact, and generosity towards us. Osborne School District is surrounded by the original Salt River canals that were constructed by the ancestral Sonoran Desert people, the Huhuga. These canals created a livelihood for the people and are still in use today. We acknowledge the modern indigenous people that inhabited this area as well as their Sonoran Desert ancestors, the Huhuga. All right, and we'll get started with the next part of the agenda, which is the governing board reports. So, Board Member Blink.
Thank you so much. First of all, I just want to say what an incredible celebration that was. Just reminds me how special this community is and how special education is as a calling. Um, it's rare you see tears of joy shed over a grant award, but that's just demonstrates how special this whole community is. So I just want to start there. Um, want to thank everyone who showed up for the Superintendent Community Forum on May 5th. Another really inspiring time from very rightfully strong opinions from our community and looking what they want in the next superintendent. We heard about academic achievement. We heard about recruiting and retaining excellent staff, communication. We heard transparency talked about repeatedly as a very high priority. We took that in. I just want to thank President Ramos for facilitating that. Just an exceptional job there, and really making sure the community could be heard through that. I've been incredibly inspired by the applications we've gotten for superintendent. It's an unbelievable pool. So excited for the process to continue what's ahead. And then excited for OMS promotion on May 19th. Look forward to being there. And congratulations to all of our 8th graders.
All right, thank you so much, Board Member Thompson.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I think tonight it's really great to be able to recognize all the great contributions from everyone in the district, the long years of service, the Make a Difference Award winners. It's fantastic. It's really great to see what they can do. As Board Member Blink mentioned, the Superintendent Forum, I really appreciate everyone who came out for that. Thank you, President Ramos, for the work that you put into that. But I think that's the way we can get some input from the public to see what we want in that new leader. So that was great. And then I apologize to the parents for the 17 events that we have this week that they're going to have to go to, but it's a good end of the year of a school week that we're going to have going on in the next week or two. But it's fun to see to get on campus and see all the different things that the kids have worked on over the years. But as a parent, it's a lot, but it's well worth it. Thank you.
Yeah, just want to echo it's wonderful. What a wonderful celebration. Been going to these celebrations for almost 10 years now, and really, they just get me every single time. And also want to echo about the superintendent forum. Really glad we did it. Really, really glad we did. It's not a ton of notice for folks. It all kind of can feel fairly fast, but I just wanted to thank President Ramos for really and the staff that have been helping out with this wonderful process to pick a new superintendent. I thought it went really well, and I think it's a very we got a lot of applications, a lot of interest, and it's great to keep the communities at center. Um, I had an opportunity to attend actually just before I got here the dual language showcase at Clarendon, which was phenomenal, and to see all the kids with their presentations and the food and just showing the multicultural um, community that we have and that we celebrate and that we teach our kids is so uniquely Osborne here, and I just loved attending it. Thank you.
All right, Clerk Ford.
Thank you, Madam President. This month, since our last board meeting, I attended the May Day March at Margaret T. Hance Park in honor of International Workers' Day. And then, related to International Workers' Day, our labor union. So, I was elected from my own school district to attend the AEA Delegate Assembly. The AEA Delegate Assembly is where um, educators and staff from all across Arizona are invited to a delegate assembly where we can change the Constitution, change our bylaws, set resolutions, hold elections, and set the legislative agenda for our labor union. I am a member of the Arizona Education Association, which has over 22,000 members, that is a branch of the National Education Association, which has 3 million members, which makes the NEA the largest labor union in the world, which is kind of a really cool thing to be a part of. I wanted to give a shout out. I was able to talk to Osborne's delegation that they sent. Osborne sent several folks, including Storm Gerlach, Kirsten Callison, to our AEA Delegate Assembly. So thank you for OEA being in attendance there. And then a couple more things left on my schedule for the rest of the school year, which is winding down quickly. I will be at the dual language showcase tomorrow at Encanto School and the third grade promotion on Friday. I will be at the eighth grade promotion at OMS next week. And then I was invited to, I think we all were invited to, the Student Council End of the Year celebration at Longview Elementary. I wanted to thank Miss Wright Gundren and Miss Hernandez for inviting me to that. Miss Wright Gundren told me to bring my best video game skills for the end of year party. I don't have any, but I'm always up for a challenge. So, really looking forward to hanging out at Longview next week. Thank you.
All right. And yes, so since our last board meeting, I was invited by Miss Callison to chaperone her third grade field trip to the state capitol. And that was a blast. I had a really good time and got to learn with the kids that Arizona does have a state dinosaur, and it's the Sonorosaurus. And I have been telling everybody that. Um, because I think it's amazing. Yeah. So, as an adult, you get to learn with the kids as well. And state capitals are actually my favorite places. So,
Hmm.
so thank you for that invitation. And your third graders were all really, really sweet, curious, and amazing individuals. So yes. And then yes, like everyone mentioned, we facilitated the community forum last Tuesday, and so we had pretty good attendance and good representation at all levels, which I really appreciated. There is a survey that I put out at the end of the meeting so that folks could give us their thoughts and feedback. That survey, I'm not sure if it's been shared with the district yet. Tomorrow, so tomorrow it will be shared with everyone. I also have it on my Instagram, Violetta for Osborne, so it's on there if you want to start filling it out. We are really excited to just use that feedback to help us guide us through our interview questions and just to see what it is that our community truly wants to see in their next superintendent. And so, thank you all for trusting us. Thank you to the rest of the board for the support. I may have facilitated that session, but they have all been extremely supportive, and everything I sent to them and asked them to do, they do it right away. And thank you to our district staff. They've also been super helpful. I know that it's a quick turnaround, but as was mentioned, really, really talented individuals applied. And so it's going to be a hard decision, but I have a really good feeling, and I think we all feel the same way. So thank you all. All right. So next is the call to the public, but we didn't have any submissions. All right. Cool. Perfect. So we'll move right along to the consent agenda. Do we have any discussion around the consent agenda? We're good. All right. So do we have a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a
Second.
second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. The next item on the agenda, we don't have board presentation. The administrative reports. Do we have any questions? Well, no questions. Comments on the administrative reports? All right, perfect. Next on the agenda is the information or discussion item. So we do have OEA updates.
Going back to regular formation.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Okay. Oh, all right, I hear it. It's on. Okay. Good evening, President Ramos, members of the Governing Board, and Superintendent Dr. Robert. We are happy to provide you with an OEA update since the last Governing Board meeting. Part of the continual work OEA provides is supporting employees through advocacy needs. Advocacy cases occur when Osborne staff seek support directly from OEA regarding working conditions, disciplinary matters, employment questions, or professional concerns. We will provide month-by-month totals that reflect the number of active advocacy cases for each month. Due to the shortened month of May where we're meeting now, we're going to combine April and May to a total of 12 advocacy cases. Since the start of the 2025-2026 school year, OEA has provided support for a total of 38 cases. As we close out this school year and look ahead to the 2026-2027 year, OEA remains committed to collaborative problem solving, transparent communication, and strengthening trust across the district. Planning ahead to meet and confer for 26-27, OEA anticipates continued conversations surrounding multiple areas. Upgrades and improvements to contract language and cross-employee groups to promote greater stability and retention for staff, including the elimination of liquidated damages clauses and clear processes surrounding staff site placements and transfers prior to and after contract signing. Hiring and interviewing practices for all job categories, including internal and external applicants, structure of interview committees, and OEA representation on administrative hiring panels. Calendar development that balances academic instruction needs with staff requested dedicated work time. Review of previously identified items of Chapter 4 of the Trust Policy, including staff conduct, discipline practices, and transfer policy. Collaborating with the new superintendent, HR director, and site administrators regarding staff advocacy structures, discipline supports, meeting procedures, and peer-to-peer mediation practices. We will also be scheduling one-on-one meetings with site administrators at the start of the school year to strengthen communication and proactively support positive professional relationships across sites. Reflecting on the 2025-2026 advocacy trends with the new superintendent and HR director to design stronger support systems, mediation practices, coaching structures, and coaching structures for site administrators. OEA appreciates the collaborative efforts that have taken place this year and look forward to continuing to build productive relationships that support staff, students, and the broader Osborne community. And with that, we conclude the OEA update.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so we'll move on to our action items. And so, action item A, approval of revision to the 2025-26 school district expenditure budget.
Evening. If there's no further questions, we can move right into recommendation to approve.
All right, perfect. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the revision of the 25-26 school district annual expenditure budget as presented.
Second.
All right, so it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the approval to exceed 2025-26 M&O budget subsections.
Yeah, this is an annual housekeeping item. It's presented each May at the same time as the final budget revision to prevent a potential noncompliance or audit finding within the subsections. It's approval to exceed those subsection amounts as long as all subsections do not exceed the overall total of the M&O budget.
All right, do we have any questions? Okay, do we have a motion?
I move to exceed the 2025-2026 M&O budget subsections.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. And then Next action item, the fiscal year 2027 budget committee recommendations.
Yeah, so Budget Committee has been working hard this spring throughout since January kicked off our first meeting of the Budget Committee season, and looking at the upcoming school year's revenue projections. We've always every spring kind of in that waiting game of what funds are going to be released and included in the legislative budget and all those pieces. The budget committee recommendations are in two parts. So I wanted to highlight there's a recommendation A and then a recommendation B. Recommendation A presents a balanced M&O budget for next year based on the funding projections and the adjusted expenditure levels that are known right now at this time. Budget Committee is also requesting that the board approve the compensation structures that are recommended in Recommendation B. If additional items, additional state revenues, carryover funds grow, expenditure savings are identified, we'll bring that back to the board for action prior to implementation, but wanted the board to approve the structure that's being recommended by the Budget Committee in Recommendation B as well. I just wanted to quickly kind of highlight, and I know all of this is included in the public packet and also posted on our website is the minutes from the Budget Committee meetings, but just some of the celebrations and highlights of the Budget Committee process. This Budget Committee's recommendation includes providing salary increases for all employees, salary schedule enhancements for certified staff from Prop 301 funds, continues to provide free medical insurance premiums for employee-only coverages, funds teacher professional growth or movement on the salary schedule for additional credits, degrees earned, additional endorsements. And there were some, committee also recommended one-time funds through carry forward funds to retain social worker positions as we're waiting for that state action, which we're excited now to find out will happen, but also contingent as Abby shared with you earlier on the legislator approving a final budget for those school safety funds as well. Real quick, I wanted to share recommendation A and B's salary compensations because the next action item on the agenda is to approve the salary schedules and so how these pieces are recommended. So recommendation A would go into effect immediately on July 1, and those are the salary schedules that you're going to see as this next action item. The recommendation is an increase using M&O funds for classified staff and administrators would be a 1.5% increase. That's not a schedule enhancement, it's just an increase for returning staff. That would be effective July 1st. The recommendation is a 2% increase for all returning certified teachers and support professionals. Those are our psychologists, social workers, therapists, using Prop 301 funds. Those would go into effect on July 1st. There's an additional piece for certificated teachers and support professionals to do a schedule enhancement to their placement schedules immediately on July 1st as well. And that's a flat $2,500 schedule enhancement to those utilizing Prop 301 funds that are available. The recommendation B components, if additional funding or savings, cost savings are identified between now and the fall, would be to come back and do a schedule enhancement for classified staff and administrators at that time. We anticipate that minimum wage is going to go up, and so we will probably, we're anticipating needing to do a salary enhancement to the hourly schedule at mid-year for minimum wage. And so this would be including all of those other employee groups that don't receive a schedule enhancement now. So all employees would be receiving an increase for returning staff, but it would be a delay in schedule enhancements for those staff that don't have funds identified now to present a balanced budget. Certified teachers and support professionals, we can do both now because we have Prop 301 funds available that are restricted to just those employee groups. Are there questions on the Budget Committee recommendations or process? I know Eric was the board representative on the committee, and so if he has also anything to share on the process or recommendation, but yeah, overall, I felt like it was a really great Budget Committee season. We started with just under $1 million projected deficit, and so we really worked through a lot of cost savings and still able to fund all those highlights that I mentioned.
As part of the budget committee process, I know the classroom teachers down 6.5 FTEs for that. through that process, have we determined where those allocations and the changes in staffing are going to occur? Or does that happen in a different process?
Yes, it happens at that time when we do our universal staffing allocations based on our class size ratios. And so we know as we age up all of our students, we build in a projected decline in next year's student counts at the sites, and then we allocate staffing, teacher allocations. So we know, and we knew prior to those contracts going out, and as principals are working on their staffing sheets and issuing contracts with this teacher's on this line, this teacher's going to be on this line, or this assignment, those are known.
Got it. Do you know off the top of your head where those staffing changes are occurring?
I don't right off the top of my head. I know that the 0.5 is in a special area teacher, but then the other 6 are scattered throughout. Roughly, just to give you an idea, when we build in a 5% decline based on our campuses that currently have about 420, 425 students, it's the equivalent of one classroom teacher just building in a 5% decline based on our universal allocation of 1 to 25 or 1 to 28. So it's roughly 1 per site, but there's an additional for that 6th one.
Got it. So just doing my math from our earlier celebration, so it's mostly through retirements that we're able to meet that decrease?
Yes, we didn't have to do any reductions in force or RIFs within the certified staff. We were able to make up for for those reductions through attrition.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you so much. All right, and our next item is the approval of the 26-27 school year salary placement schedules.
Yes, so just real quick, this includes those recommendations that were just approved. So all the salary placement schedules are remaining the same as current year with the exception of certified teachers and support professionals, which have included that flat $2,500 enhancement throughout the levels.
All right, do we have any questions? All right, do we have a motion?
I just wanted to comment real quick. I probably should have done it on the last one, but that $2,500 increase there. So the teachers, I believe, if I correct me if I'm wrong, the 2% plus the 2,500, you're looking at on average it could be about a 6% increase, which I'm not going to say that's huge life changing money, but it's a pretty good chunk. So I'm pretty glad that we were able to do that. So I just wanted to point that out that it's a bigger raise than I think we have given in regularly in the past. So I really am glad we're able to do that. I just wanted to highlight
And also
that part.
just locally, in my meetings with superintendents every Monday that I have, by far, I would say that we have the largest compensation increase, among the local Phoenix area schools. So we're really happy for that.
My school district, we're on pay freeze. So I'm really glad that our teachers and staff here are getting a raise. Thank you.
All right, do we have a motion?
I move to approve the 26-27 salary placement schedules.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next is the approval of GMP1 for instructional learning spaces. Thank you so much.
All right, yeah. The team is here with me in case you have additional questions, but this is picking up on the design presentation for the instructional learning spaces from the April meetings. We've been working very closely with our architect, Don, through SPS and core constructions team in coming up with a GMP1 recommendation. Wanted to point out that this is not the entirety of those instructional learning spaces designs. So similar to what was shared during the design presentation is that we're going to have to phase it. Some of it will be able to be done this summer. Some of those projects are going to continue into this coming fall. And then some of those projects, because of additional needs and engineering, are going to be next summer. And so this GMP represents the work that's going to be completed during 2026. And then next spring, early on, we'll be bringing back to you a GMP2 for the next summer's second phase of that work.
Got it. So the presentation that we saw with the designs, was that just for the first phase, or was that for the entirety of the planned renovations?
We went through all of the projects that had been worked on and designed. Some of the projects are further along in design renderings than others. For example, one of the projects at Clarendon through Instructional Learning Spaces is their central courtyard areas. We shared that with you, but we didn't have full renderings yet. So then when those, because that's a 2027 project as part of this. And so when those are fully, we'll bring those back. But yes, you did see all of the projects that were going to be part of instructional learning spaces at this, but we're only bringing funding for the ones that are going to be in 2026 at this time.
Okay, so just so I understand, so we saw the 7.2 million that we're approving today. Will there be more, I guess, from the presentation that we saw last meeting? Does that 7.2 cover everything that we saw in that meeting, or are we coming back for additional funds to complete
Yes,
what we
we're
were
going to be
presented?
coming back with an additional funds as a GMP2 amount
Got
to
it.
cover the additional projects that you already saw. So for example, like OMS restrooms, we went through and we showed design for that. That's not going to happen this summer. That's going to be a 2027. And so we'll be bringing that back as part of GMP2.
Got it. I think we're all used to construction costs and kind of the direction they've gone, but just for the purposes of the public, can you just explain the process that we went through in terms of procuring the services, in terms of the design? I believe it was CMAR, is that right?
For the construction manager at risk,
Yep.
CMAR, yes, that was done through request for qualifications, so an RFQ procurement. We did a request for qualifications to select our architect who goes through the design process as well.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. In terms of again, just for reconfiguring of classrooms in one school, about $500,000 total there. So through that process, were there other bids that we sought, or how do we know that $500,000 is the best price for the services that we're looking for?
I'm sorry, the half million.
Sorry, I was just looking at Encanto. So that's
Okay.
the one that's 523 or 520,578.
Okay.
So
I'm going to turn it over to Dawn and the core team because they went through a whole cost. That's part of the reason why we go with the alternative delivery model of CMAR, so that the construction manager is present during the design process. So they're aware as designs are moving and they can continue to update us with their best cost projections. It's one of the benefits of that model. But I'm going to let them talk about the process they went through and how they looked at, because they've already gone out and gotten quotes from subs to be able to bring a number to the board in a GMP recommendation that they feel confident in. So,
yeah, just to add to that a little bit. So we're required to get 3 contractor proposals for every single line item that you see within that, and so we will take the best price number that is the most qualified to do that. And so we are getting multiple bid proposals for every single line item that you see within our GMP to make sure that we are providing value at every stage of that.
So, and how does that work for you also in terms of the incentive to get the best price that way, just to ensure that as a district, we're getting obviously an outstanding outcome, but at the best price for taxpayers and the folks in the region?
Yeah, so our requirement is that they have to be qualified trade partner to actually complete the work, but we do take the lowest price in terms of all the bids we receive that is the most qualified. So at the end of the day, we are taking the lowest price that can actually perform the work.
Thanks very much.
I had one question. So kind of to take his question a step further about their additional funds for the next part of the GMP, and it doesn't have to be exact, but what ballpark percentage? Is this 50% on this one and we'll have another 7 million next time, or is this 20% or 80%? Just to get an idea, a rough idea of what we're talking about.
it's more than 50%.
Okay.
I think about 70.
70? Okay.
Yeah.
So guesstimate about 10 million-ish. If this is 7, then
Yeah,
about
and
10-ish.
our plan is to bring the GMP2 to the board much earlier than May of next year, because we know all those costs go up, right? Escalation, all those things. So we have the benefit of having several of those projects already designed out, so we cannot go right to the street. And then the sooner we can lock in GMP2, the more savings we'll have on those pieces.
And just to maybe put the public at ease a little bit on this. So for the bidding, you talked about getting 3 quotes, but that is not many times, and maybe not every time, but it's not, oh, we're 3 and done. Like there could be more that you get every time for that to make sure you get the competitive, the best pricing possible. Correct?
Absolutely.
Just out of curiosity, did we get 3 bids for these projects? Like, were any of them just one bidder and it was decided, or was it a competitive process?
Yes, so it would depend. I could analyze that, but yes, we've at a minimum gone out to at least 6 trade partners in every single line item. I would say on average we're probably 2.5 on every single line item that you've seen.
Okay. And it's not necessarily per project. So the core would be the contractor, and you might have the plumbing contractor, the tile contractor, and you're going out different quotes for each line of that, right?
Exactly. That is correct.
All right. Perfect. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve the GMP1 for instructional learning spaces.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. All right, next is the approval of decision of hearing officer James Paquette in expulsion hearing for student A 2026.
So you as a governing board determined that all hearings for student discipline issues, whether long-term suspension or expulsion, would be conducted by an external hearing officer. So the board, in the beginning of this school year, approved a list of officers provided by the trust. Hearing officer James Poquette, who has worked with us. We haven't had to work with him this year, but in prior years, he's served as a hearing officer for us. He's been on the trust list for many years, and he's been who we've generally worked with over the past few years. Mr. Paquette conducted an expulsion hearing for student A on Friday, April 17th, 2026, and Mr. Paquette ruled in favor of the expulsion of this student. In cases of expulsion, the governing board ultimately needs to vote whether or not to approve the recommendation of the hearing officer. The administration's requesting the board to approve upholding the expulsion ruling of hearing officer James Paquette as part of the due process for the parent. Once Mr. Paquette made his hearing, conducted the hearing, and had a final decision, I notified the parent. This was, after April 17th, so a couple weeks ago. They were notified of this meeting and would have had the opportunity to come to this meeting if they wanted to appeal the decision by hearing officer Paquette. Have not had to do an expulsion ever in my tenure. Sad that it came to this, but the nature of the incident, as determined by Mr. Paquette, justifies the expulsion of the student. And so administration is requesting approval of the expulsion of student A as determined by hearing officer James Paquette.
Thank you so much for that information. While I know that it's extremely difficult to have to make this decision, we definitely understand, and we'll be well. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the decision of hearing officer James Paquette in expulsion hearing for student A 2026.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. All right, and our last action item is to consider, discuss, amend, if desired and if deemed advisable, to adopt a resolution ordering and calling a special district additional assistance override election to be held in and for the district and declaring the deadline for submitting arguments for and against the election to the Maricopa County School Superintendent as August 7, 2026 at 5 p.m.
Yes, picking up on the conversation from the meeting that we had where the board authorized the resolution for the M&O override, bringing back the recommendation to go out and call for the district additional assistance override. This is a continuation of the current. However, language will be that it does reflect an increase because we wanted to capture those additional capacities within our RCL, as our RCL has grown since the current district additional assistance override went out to the voters. The way that formula works is it's annual cap or 10% of your RCL. It's the lesser of. And so we had been capped at the 1.5 million. But as our RCL has grown over the years, we could have been levying for more. And so the projection, I just wanted to point out to the board that the recommendation is the lesser of 2 million or 10%. 2 million is not what it'll be in 2027 or 2028. That's gives us room to grow into that as our RCL over the life of those 7 years. Hopefully, with state funding, maybe we'll get there sooner, maybe. But it does give us capacity to grow into that RCL. We won't be at that cap immediately.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions? All right. So do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we move on to the future agenda items. So we'll start with you, Board Member Blink,
No future agenda items at this time.
Board Member Thompson,
None at this time.
Board Member Hermes,
None at this time.
Clerk Ford.
Not an agenda item, but I would like to maybe have discussion with our capital funds that we have coming in from our bond about the possibility of maybe building indoor recess spaces. Last year, for example, I think my kid was in indoor recess from um, the beginning of the school year to like fall break, and then from spring break to summer break. It's really hard for teachers to keep kids in classrooms when it's recess time. And I wonder if the group that we have working with us or groups around the valley, that might be a possibility. I don't know if other districts have done that, but I would like to look into that.
All right, thank you so much. And none from me. And I think we have to motion to move into executive session.
Yes, you do.
Okay, do we have a motion to move into executive session?
I motion to move into executive session.
Do
Second.
We have, okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll be moving into executive session. Thank you so much for everyone for being here.